This is an exciting day. Party. Adore Delano at Yahoo.
Hi, what's up?
Lots is up. I want to congratulate you. Your album, Till Death Do Us Party, has done very well in the charts. Let's talk about your album and the success you're having.
Yes, I'm really excited. I remember being a little girl playing in the leaves in autumn and just really thinking, like, one day I'm going to be like Whitney Houston, and I'm not, but I am close almost in about 5 years probably.
You're getting there. You're getting there. Didn't it debut at like in the top 10 of iTunes, or it went into the top 10 of iTunes?
Yeah, well, I debuted at #1 on the dance charts for a few days, and then it was on the Billboard 200 at 58, and it's awesome just to see like my name in the magazine, like it was like official, and it was just like, oh my God, like it's just crazy. It feels like when you hold your butt cheeks together for a long time, you just release. That's how it felt. I was like,
Relief.
oh, it paid off a little bit, yeah.
Well, let's talk about, obviously there have been other contestants from RuPaul's Drag Race who have released albums.
Yeah.
Some of them better than others. Some of them is a little more of, some of their singles, I'm not trying to be mean, but are a little more of like novelty songs or songs where they're not really singing. It's more like super produced and they're more like rapping or talking. Like, this is actually a really serious album. Do you feel like you're going to make inroads for, you know, for RuPaul's Drag Race in general because you're like a serious artist?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think to touch on that, I think it's like a lot of queens when they come off of Drag Race, a lot of them just want like a higher booking fee, and they want to get more bookings, and they're comfortable with being like in the club scene, which is totally awesome, and I love the club scene, and it's paying my bills right now, and I have fun in the club scene. And stuff like that, but I wanted to push it a little further and try to get into the mainstream as much as I could, and I worked my ass off, and I really wanted to get into the mainstream, and yeah, it was awesome. I broke drag history. It was awesome.
What's the last drag queen that has been mainstream? Was it RuPaul with Supermodel?
Well, yeah, the last one that was on the charts was RuPaul. Yeah.
So you must feel a certain kinship with RuPaul because you're sort of in the same, you know, the same genre. You have a similar career path.
Well, yeah, we're very different. I mean, he's like a freaking god. Like, it's like, he's like a legend, though. You can't really compare yourself to legends and stuff like that. But I definitely look up to him, and I'm so grateful for the show and him for giving me an opportunity to live my dreams and to really just work my ass. You gotta work your ass off in this business, man. You can't just sit around and be like, you know what, I want an album, let's do an album, and let's throw it out and see how it does. It's like, we're doing videos upon videos and spending money upon money. Like, it takes a lot of money and a lot of hard work to just do the job done and try to get to the level that you want to go to.
Has Ru given you any advice about pursuing your pop career?
Yes, he was just like, he loved the album. He was very sweet about it, and he was just like, like he said, like pay the bitches no mind, and he's just like, so he always says like, some people will get you and some people won't, and that's as simple as it is. Like, don't worry about anything and just freaking do it.
What's interesting is that most of the contestants who've been on RuPaul's Drag Race aren't singers, but in your season, not only were there two singers, but they both came from the Idol background.
Yeah.
We had Courtney Act as well as from Australian Idol.
Yes.
So, like, did you feel a kinship with Courtney or a competitiveness or both with Courtney because you sort of had a similar point of view?
In the beginning, it was definitely like this weird like rivalry that, and it wasn't like it was kind of like a natural like feeling that you have. Like, I was like totally about it, but I noticed like she was just a little like, who is this like little like oh no, like that's like, you know what I mean? But we ended up getting along. We talked about it, and Courtney's one of my favorite people to be around. Like, I would go insane if she wasn't in the meet and greets with me because we draw on people's faces and on each other's faces, and we're farting buddies. Like, we don't even care. Like, she's so punk rock.
Wait, Courtney Act farts, but she's so proper.
Are you kidding? She's the most punk rock person I've ever known in my life. Like, I'm like, let's do some shots. She's like, I don't really drink. I'm like, take some shots. So I'll give her some shots, and she is Courtney Love when she drinks. She's fun. I love me some Courtney Act.
This is not a side we saw of Courtney Act on the show.
Well, get used to it because she's been traveling with me, and I'm taking her to the dark side.
Now, you've been playing, you mentioned the club scene, but you've been playing, tell me about this gig you did at the Gramercy Theatre, which was like a proper band show.
Yeah, it was awesome. We sold out at the Gramercy in New York, and I was like really nervous because I'm like, it's New York, and I'm from LA, and it's like the other part of like the world, and well, it's the country. And I was really scared, but it was awesome. It was so my mom's like, how did it go? I'm like, magical. Like, that's all I can say because it felt so magical. Like, when I seen everybody in the audience like singing along to the song and like knowing the lyrics that I wrote, like, it's like, that's a crazy feeling. It's like, yeah, I had to shave my arms the next day because I was getting so many goosebumps and it was growing out. My friend said that when you do that, that's when your hair grows out more. So yeah, it was awesome.
It's a tip I can use. I had no idea. So in terms of writing on the album, how much writing did you do?
I co-wrote the whole album. So I had a writer, Ashley Levy, right? Yeah, from Killingsworth, who's freaking genius. She came up with the title "Till Death Do Us Party" because I was like, I want something that's was talking to her and I was like, I said something about like marrying like my fans, or marrying like the supporters and stuff like that. She's like, "Till Death Do Us Party," and I was like, okay, that one out. Like she's so brilliant. Yeah, Adore You, I wrote a lot of. Like the songs that like are very like personal to me, like I wanted like to have as much like hands-on with it, like to be more hands-on with it. But yeah, I co-wrote the whole album with her. She's awesome.
Well, let's talk a little bit. Obviously, American Idol was 6 years ago. I can't believe that, but it was. We all feel like, oh my God, it was 6 years ago.
I know.
A lot has changed, but how much did you try to pursue music between when you were Danny Noriega on American Idol to when you started doing drag? Because I know you did it. I've seen a couple songs you did. 24/7, a classic. Who's Gonna Buy My Drinks? That was my catchphrase for the summer of 2009 or whenever it was. But obviously, it didn't totally take off for you. Come on, that was a good song.
That song was not the business.
I liked it.
The video was high quality, though. If you have never seen the video, you guys
great green screen on that one.
Oh, green screen. We were in space, girl. That was all real.
Sorry, my bad.
Spent thousands and thousands of pennies on that.
Who's Gonna Buy My Drink should have been a catchphrase.
It should have. No, see, the problem with what was happening back then was I was a fetus. I was like an embryo, basically. I was such a baby. I had fame for a little while, and I just partied. I was just like, you know what? There's opportunities coming for like reality shows, for stuff like that. The management that I was under was horrible, and she was just like, no, reality, we want to put you in acting. And I'm like, I don't want to do acting. I'm going to these Disney auditions, and like, who is this homo?
Wait, Disney?
Yeah, she would put me in these Disney auditions, and I'd be like, stop. Like, and they all look like me with like steroids. It's like, okay, so they're like straight versions of what I'm supposed, like, no. Like, didn't work well, but yeah, I didn't know any better. I was just like, oh, it'll all come, it'll all stay. Like, it's like, so I'm very grateful for that experience to be able to do it again and do it right and work my ass off.
So now, when did you finally start doing drag professionally and make that more the thing you focused on?
Professionally, at 21. I remember October 3rd, 2011. But as you know, like before American Idol, like I was performing at like competition shows and getting beat by my friend Candace. I would sing in drag basically, so I had the experience of like on the stage and dressed up like how I was, and I definitely took that experience, and now I take it on the road, and it taught me how to like interact with the crowd and be more intimate and stuff.
Did the American Idol experience thicken your skin for when you went back into the reality fray and competed on? I know it's a totally different show, obviously, but still, it's television, it's cameras in your face, it's competition. Did that help you? Did that give you an edge?
I mean, absolutely. American Idol taught me a lot of things. Like when I first stepped on the set of American Idol, I remember I walked in there, I was like the 17-year-old little boy, and they're like, boom, and they had like 7 cameras on me, and I turned so red that I didn't know how to like talk, and that's like a first for me.
Yeah.
It's like I have a big ass mouth, and like they were like in my face, and I felt like tears like welling up, like I was like freaked out, like I was like, oh my god, like what am I supposed to do, like this is crazy. So they taught me how to be comfortable in front of the camera, definitely. They prepared me for like the competition aspect of the show and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm forever grateful for that experience as well.
You cried once on RuPaul.
I cried a lot on RuPaul.
I only remember one time. Perhaps the rest of it was in the
I love
Untucked.
Her. I love her for not remembering me being a Chiona.
I remember you crying at the sewing challenge, the big one.
I cried a lot. I'm really grateful that you only remember that one time. I call myself a Chiona, which means crybaby in Mexican, not Spanish. Most Mexican communities say that because my mom's Mexican. And yeah, I cry. I have a lot of emotions, man. Whenever my mom's on her period, I get the like aftermath of it. Like she's like, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, beaches is so sad. She's like,
Well, I'm glad you're not crying now, but I do want to talk about what I think could have been a very emotional moment when both of your shows came together, where you actually got to lip sync Paula Abdul in front of Paula Abdul. Now, she claimed that she recognized you, even though your face was completely covered in this like Hannibal Lecter, like jeweled mask.
Yeah.
Did she really it was just from your voice? She recognized you?
This is what a lot of people didn't see. She watched we did the challenge or whatever, so she watched all of the challenge prior to seeing me on stage. Okay. So she recognized me from the challenge that I was like doing, because she watches the raw footage, so she hears my voice and me talking, and she sees me like prepping and stuff like that. So she knew from that.
Okay.
And
was that a trip to like not only see her again, but then you had to lip sync her song in front of her?
Yeah, it was that was awesome though, because it kind of like was like, oop, here we go, like this is what I'm doing now with my life. It was very like full circle, kind of like it was cool to see her. That was awesome because I haven't seen her like in like 5 years. Yeah.
Wow. Did Adam Lambert recognize you? I know you're not from the same season, but you're only a season apart. I imagine he's somewhat familiar with season 7 of Idol.
I know him personally, so
okay.
I heard through the grapevine that he was going to be on the show, so I was just like, I'm like, I'll see you in Hawaii maybe, because I was supposed to be going to Hawaii. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, me either. But yeah, I know Adam personally. He's awesome. He's one of my friends, and he's cool. And I told him, you better freaking go like nice on me. Like I don't know how to sew.
He was nice, right?
He was very nice. Yeah, he said that I was like the only one on there that had like star quality. So I was like, yeah, he's got my back.
Well, that was one of the things that you were critiqued or feedback you got on the show, that you had natural charisma, charm, star quality, but they would come down on you for not being polished. That was the word, right?
Yeah.
And you said you were polish remover.
I'm polish remover.
Now that you've hit the big time and you're getting some mainstream success, are you trying to polish things up?
Absolutely not. It's gotten worse. This is the thing. Like, I have a niche that works for me, just like Bianca has a niche, and so does Courtney. Courtney's very polished, beautiful, put together, and I respect her for doing that because I like calling myself a tom drag. Like, I like being like I have a look and I have a character that's very well developed that I'm delivering right now in my career, and especially that goes with my music. Like I know my fan base and my supporters and how old they are, and I know why they relate to me because I talk to them every day online. And yeah, we're punk. We don't care. We look cool. Like we don't have to like wear all this crazy cool stuff. Like as long as you have a little eyeliner on and some glitter in your heart for hope, that's all you really need in life.
Well said.
Yeah.
Now, the last question I want to ask is, I understand that because the finale of RuPaul was filmed in front of a studio audience, but it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to air for like a couple weeks or so.
Yeah.
I understand they filmed 3 endings.
4.
What was the 4th?
Bianca and I tied.
I would have been really happy with that result.
So would have I. My bank account would have looked awesome with $50,000 in it.
Oh, you would have had to split it?
Yeah, they said they were going to split it.
Okay.
Whatever.
So Bianca's probably happy that didn't happen.
Of course she is.
But did you have to sort of pretend that you, like, how did it go when you had to film the 2 different endings where you won or tied to win?
That was so foolish. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot, like, that's some big crap to, like, to just pretend. Like, that's a huge deal. So, like, to, like, be like, oh, now Adore is the winner. And of course I acted a fool. I had the scepter in my hand. I was just like, yeah. And I was like, till death do us party, mother beepers. And then, yeah. And I was like, wait, did I act a fool? Like, of course I did. Because it wasn't real to me. Like, it didn't seem real. I'm like, if it was real, I'd be like, with like snot coming out of my nose.
I have to say, Bianca's a good actress then, because when you did finally see the one that was on TV of her winning it, she seemed like she was genuinely excited.
Come on now, we all knew Bianca was gonna win. I mean, you had to have been in the we were rehearsing, and we knew in the rehearsals. I was like, I'm okay with it because I respect her so much. She's one of my best friends. She's one of my favorite people in the world. And as soon as we all like were doing the rehearsals and they gave us that song, "My name is Adore Delano," I was like, so Bianca's gonna win. This is awesome. We're the background singers. She's Adina. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But we were okay with it. So I think she kind of knew too because we were all like telling her.
Well, it was a very strong top 3.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. We all could have won for different reasons, which is why I'm not mad. As long as we work our asses off, we'll be working for a while.
So what type of working are you going to be doing in the future? Let's wrap this up by telling me what your plans are. Are you going to do more shows, tour with your band?
I plan on becoming a prostitute. No, I'm just kidding. But I want we might be working on another album in November, I think.
Wow, that's soon.
Well, yeah, you got to be on your game. Yeah. November-ish, we're thinking. I don't know. I don't want to say a date. My manager's going to kill me. But around the end of the year, maybe just to like, no, during the middle. Am I allowed to say that?
Well, we have the magic of editing to beep out your filthy mouth.
I'm sorry. I didn't brush my teeth today.
You're polish remover. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and just putting out videos and working and touring the world and meeting everybody. I can't wait to meet my supporters in London. I'm so excited.
You're going to London?
We're doing an Australian tour in 2 weeks, in 12 days. And then Bianca's going to be in London, and then Bianca's going to Australia, and I'm going to Europe. We're doing a Europe tour. We're going to be in Amsterdam. We're going everywhere.
Do they show RuPaul's Drag Race overseas?
Yes, I believe they do. Yes, they do. I was in Dublin and Belfast, and they had told me in Belfast that they had to like download it illegally or something. So I was like, but it was a sold out show, so it was cool. And they knew every word. It was awesome.
Yay. Well, I'm so happy for you and all your success
Thank
as a
you.
door. And I remember you from when you were a fetus. So I'm so happy to see you all grown up.
I also wanted to thank you for always, like, believing in me and, like, supporting me. Like, I remember, like, I would email with you back when I was a fetus. And, like, we would always, like, talk. And she would always, like, try to present opportunities to help me out. So I very much appreciate that. And you're an awesome woman.
So
Thank
are you. Thank you.
I'm a woman.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Lyndsey.
Yahoo!